Masechta Avoda Zara Daf. I'm sorry. Daf Chav Zayin on the base, 2 lines on the bottom. Today's Daf Chav Ches. Okay, so we'll start now from Amar Rabbi Barachana. Amar Rabbi Yechna. Amar Rabbi Barachana. Amar Rabbi Yechna. Kol Makah shemechalon alas Shabbos. Any Makah that one is allowed to treat on Shabbos, you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbos for it, to save yourself from that makkah. Then you're not allowed to go to a goy to get healed by a goy, because you can't trust them. Like we said yesterday, we have to be afraid they will kill you. The only one that we said that you can give is by nefesh, like the Mishnah says, abehima, or you give your car, but not yourself, not your goof. You don't trust a goy. You trust a mechanic, a goyish mechanic. If it's Avoda base and it's just Chayesh Shah, so we paskin that you're allowed to extend it. Take a chance to extend it. Okay. The Lashon, he changes the Lashon a little bit, and he says Makah shel cholol, an internal Makah. One cannot heal himself by a goy. In fact, what's the difference if it's called? He used the Lashon. Kol Makah shemechalalim alas haShabbos. That's a Makah shel sakana. Or you could use the lashon Makah shel cholol, that you're not allowed to go to a goyish doctor. They both mean the same thing. My benai, what's the chilik? There's a difference. Gav yad gav adagel, the top of the hand over here, or the top of the foot, not here, not the palm, the top of the hand. So what did he paskin over there? Hadei Makah shel cholol. That's so sensitive. The top of the hand, the top of the foot. It's like internal. And one is allowed to be mechalel Shabbos to heal himself on that wound. That's on top. You don't go to a guy. No. So what? It depends which lashon you're using. If you use saying according to the first lashon that any kol makah that's mechalel alav Shabbos, this is one of the makkahs. But according to the second lashon, it has to be internal. This is not internal. It's not called internal, but it has a din that you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbos. So according to the first lashon, you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbos. According to the second lashon, no, it's not. Huh? I'm not saying you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbos by both, but is it called internal that you're not allowed to go to a goy? Externally, this is called external. So according to the lashon that says only an internal marker, you're not allowed to go to a goy. Since this is external, you can watch what the goy is doing, so it's mutter. But if you say any marker that you mechalel Shabbos, so then this marker you're not allowed to go to a goy either, because it's a chedesh shel sakana. That's the chilek. Again, in short, the chilek will be if it's al gav yad. According to the first lashon, since you're able to be mechalel Shabbos for al gav yad, you're not allowed to use a goy. According to the man that says when can't you use a goy, only if it's internal, even though you could be mechalel Shabbos, but since it's not internal, you're allowed to use the goy because you can watch the goy. Sagt die Gemara, Amar Zut Batuvi Amar Zut Batuvi the name Amar Kol Makah shetzich any market that needs evaluation, you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbos, and Bechlal, you look at the Shchonar, you start evaluating, the guy fainted, maybe it's not such a bad thing, we'll throw water, it'll be fine. You call the Hatzalah right away, you don't look for a Rav, by the time you find it out, he'll die. You don't do that. It's a big mitzvah to call right away and be mechalel Shabbos, to make a call, to call Hatzalah, and even if you're not sure, and even though he came out, there was nothing, the halach is you're supposed to do that right away. You have to. You're misupig. Maybe it's dangerous. Call Hatzalah right away. Don't start looking for a rub. Don't second guess. Right. This sickness of heat, of fever, strong fever, is considered as an internal market, and one is allowed to desecrate the Shabbos. Now we're talking about being Mechal Shabbos. Yeah, of course, you're not allowed to go to a guy. In fact, it depends if it's not internal or not. This is internal because it's fever. In fact, what?
What if there's only a goyish doctor that specializes?
Then you go to a goyish if he's a Reif Mumcha. We said if he's a professional doctor, and that's the only doctor we do. Yeah. In fact, where is there? What's considered internal? From the lips and inside. What about the gums and the teeth? Given that koshinino, since they're hard, and you open your mouth, so it almost looks like it's part of the outside. It's not really the inside. So is it part of kemakde veroyin? Is it considered as the outside? Perhaps. Given the gavai kami, since it's inside the lips, even though when you smile most of the time your teeth are shining, right? It's allowed. Nevertheless, I'll still say maybe it has a din like internal market because it's inside the lips. So Abai said, Tashma, come in here, I'll answer you. Somebody who has a sore, meaning he has a toothache, and a lo yigma, and it's coming from the gums, maybe lo yigma behemes achimitz. Whatever blister in the infection in the gums. Lo yigma behemes achimitz. He shouldn't swallow chimitz. Chimitz strengthens the gums. So chimitz is vinegar. Acid, yeah. He shouldn't, because we have to be afraid he's going to start crushing the samamonim in order to make this refuah. He says only when there's a chash b'shinov, a sore, it's forbidden to swallow the vinegar. But what's if it's really hurting him badly? Then he's allowed to swallow the chimetz. So you see over here that vodka. Okay. So you see that the toothache, the gums are part of the internal, because we said you're allowed to be Mechal Shabbos if your tooth hurts a lot. Says you have no raya. He says even when it hurts, the tooth hurts a lot. You call it a sore. You don't call it inside the murder. Yeah, you don't call it an inside internal internal wound. Tashma, come in here. Rabbi Yochanan had a real bad toothache, maybe even a root canal he needed. Who knows? He went to this. I read this. Oh, woman, no. He went to this Goya, who a special doctor. Yeah, of the Chamsha Umal Shabbatos. She made him refuahs for Thursday and that of Shabbos. Rabbi Yochanan said, what's going to be on Shabbos? What will I do? He can go to her. What's the big deal? So Rashi says, no. Shabbos, he was very busy. He was giving shiurim the whole time. So I'm not going to be able to come to you Shabbos. What should I do Shabbos? Here, it says, I'm busy. Preoccupied. I can't come to you Shabbos. What's going to be? I'm a lot late. You don't have to come to me Shabbos. So Rabbi Yochanan says, if it's going to flare up, my toothache, what will I do? So he said, so she said to him, I'm going to tell you what the truth is, but swear to me you're not going to reveal it to anybody, because that's my whole living. Yeah, she made him promise not to reveal it, because that's the whole business. It's a goya. So he swore to the God of the Yidden, I'm not going to reveal it. Gal Yelei, at the end, he revealed it. So Gal Yelei, she revealed the truth to him. She told him what the medicine is. L'mocha, Shabbos, Nafek Dasha Bepirka. He went out on Shabbos and gave a Dasha, and he told everybody what it is, what the truth is. Yeah. So the Yerushalmi says that.
Why would he do that? He told her not to.
Thank you. Let's get to Rabbi Light. You swore you're not going to tell anybody. So he says, he told her the Chatchila, right after he revealed it, I never made a swore that I'm not going to tell anybody. I said, to the God of Israel, I won't reveal it. I didn't say I'm swearing in God's name that I'm not going to say it.
Why did he have to reveal it?
Oh, 1 second. So one second. I swore that to the God of the Jews, I'm not gonna.
But his question still stands.
Oh,
in paramount.
the Gemara says, "Vayikechil Hashem." There's a Chil Hashem. And the Gemara, the Galai Mikara, he told her right away, right after he made the shvua, after she revealed and he made the shvua, he says, "This shvua wasn't a real shvua," and he explained the why. So the Yerushalmi gives 2 days what happened there. One says she committed suicide.
She committed suicide.
She, because she lost the whole business. And one says, no, she converted because the Etzem Zach that the Yochanan didn't steal it for himself and open up his own, own his business, and he let everybody know he didn't take any money for it. So she had so much respect that he wasn't out to make any business. She converted. She became a Gieris. Okay, sagt die Gemara Alma b'Makash v'chol Adamya. So we see from Rabbi Yochanan that he was ready to use this trufa on Shabbos, even though you had a shaila. Maybe the teeth are considered as not internal. So here you have it, it's internal. No, toothache is different. And he says these infections in the teeth, they spread the infection. They go to the intestines of a person, and so therefore. That's what it says. That's true.
Today they say that.
Today also, they say you have to take care of it right away. It spreads all over the body.
They say to people
It reaches
surgery that they should take an antibiotic before they have the tooth cleaning afterwards.
Right.
Because in the bloodstream it spreads.
Right. In fact, you want to buy some money. So he says you have no proof. It might be considered outside, but the reason why he was allowed to do it because it shouldn't spread to the inside. He says, what's the symptom of that sickness? How do you know that he's coming to that sickness of the gums? He says when you put something on the gums, on the row of the teeth, you put something on it, it starts bleeding. So that's the siman, that's already a beginning siman that your gums are starting to be infected. From what does it come from? It says if somebody eats cold wheat in the summertime, in the winter time, like a product from cold wheat, like you take a cookie,
Right.
ice cookie in the winter time, you're outside and it's freezing and you eat it, that could cause a problem to the gums. Or you have like a barley chunk and you're outside and there's no air conditioning in the room, it's hot, so you schwitz, and you take a hot cholent and you put it in your mouth. Let's say you're eating a cholent in the country and they put it out on the porches and you're sweating and you take a hot cholent in your mouth, that's dangerous. And it's also from the fried fish, the juice of the fried fish from the day before.
Not fish.
Fried fish.
Not Raskin's fish.
Raskin's fish is different. It's good for forever. It's lo'ilam yochleno. Okay, anyway, Mishira Kasta Hasana means from fried fish, the juice from fried fish that was left over from the day before, that can cause harm to the gum. In fact, you want to my of the lake. So what did he do? What was the truth of, what did it consist of, this cure? They used yeast they soaked in water, so that water from the yeast that they soaked in it, Shem and Zayis, and olive oil, and melach, and salt. It was from the oil of a goose, the fats of that was of a kachki. They took the fats and they melted it and used that in the fire. Yeah, and they had to use the feather of the goose. Now these are trufas that was in the medieval days, medieval days. But it came from the Sefer Yecheskel. There was a Sefer of Trufas. Yecheskel hid it because he was afraid people would never whenever they got sick, they would open up the book and there was the Trufa right away. So he hid that. So you'll see these are like a hiji-biji kinds of Trufas. And no, you don't know. Today it doesn't work. First, you have to know how much, and it was for those days.
So that was goose oil, you said, with the feather?
Goose fats that they melted and they. Abaya said, "I know Abdi Kula." Abaya said, "I did all this stuff, and I didn't get healed. I did both of them. I did both choices. I did the one with the water from the yeast mixed with oil, olive oil and salt, and the other one for the goose, and it didn't work." Until this Seicha Yishmael, this Arab Seicha came, he brought me these pits of olives that didn't grow. The olives didn't yet even reach a third of its growth. And I burnt them on the tip of a hoe, like a shovel. And I attached that to I put it by the teeth. I felt the tooth pain of the hachri itasoi. I did that, and I was healed. We have in fact, how is Rabbi Yochanan allowed to do this? We said any trufa that you can take on Shabbos, you're allowed to be mechalal Shabbos for it. Such a sickness, you're not allowed to go to a goya. He went to this matronisa, to this goya to get healed. How was he allowed to do that? He was part of the government. She was afraid to start with him. In fact, your mother, what?
Well, how was he allowed to go?
No, he didn't have to worry because what's the worry? That they might do some hanky-panky things and try to kill them. He wasn't worried about it. He's part of the government. If she tries that, she's going to get killed.
She lose her job.
He was very well respected in the government. In fact, your mother, Rabbi Avoda was a very handsome man. The government, also smart. He had all the ingredients for Adam Chashuv. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same Yaakov Kvas Achnoi, who's Yoshkis HaTalmud, who came and he put. Yeah, he was a min. He was Yoshkis HaTalmud.
He was the kind of the people.
Yaakov the man, they call him Yaakov the man.
Yaakov Kvas Achnoi, he was a min, yeah. So he says, Yaakov Mino Sama Ashoke. He placed a trufa on Rabbi Avo's leg, a thigh. If not for Rabbi Asi licking off the trufa, it was all running down his leg, so they licked it off. So they felt there's something wrong with it. They said this is like a poison. Paske l'shoke. They immediately, Paske l'shoke, they would have had to amputate his thigh because they immediately realized that it's poison. So Rabbi Avo, who was a chashuv person in the government,
why would he?
and nevertheless, you see the doctor, this Yaakov, the min, is ready to kill him. So you say no. Well, somebody in the government they're not going to start with. You see, they start with. So I say, what did Rabbi Yochanan Reif Bumchava? By Rabbi Yochanan, the reason.
He's a Jewish man.
Yaakov sounds like a Jewish guy. Who was a min. It was Yoshke. Yoshke was a Yid or a Goy. Okay, it's the same thing. So the Rabbi Yochanan Reif Bumchava. Rabbi Yochanan's doctor was a professional doctor. He didn't want to have bad reviews. So he didn't want to lose his business. Rabbi Avo, in fact, this guy, Yaakov, was known to be a big doctor. He was a Reif Bumchava. So the Shani Rabbi Avo, the Mukim Min Minai B'Nafshayu. Minim were ready to be Thomas Nafshi in Plishtin. Like Shimshon Agiber, when they made a spectacle out of him in front of thousands of people. So he begged the Eivishter, Thomas Nafshi, please let me do it. Let me take it apart. Give me the strength. So can Hagen and the police, even though I'll die with them. So this Yaakov, he couldn't stand the Jew, especially Rabbi Avo in such a high position. Said, "I'll die. Abi, he should die." Okay, Abi Shmuel, High Predator. This. Well, they were terrible people. There's no question about it. High Predator. This metal. This wound that's caused by a sword, sakanta is a very sakaratic. And you're allowed to be Mechal Shabbos to get it healed. Maya Sisa. What's the refuah for such a wound? It says from a sword? From a sword, a metal. A sword. Somebody stabbed it, so it could be infected, or it's bleeding. He's bleeding a lot. So how do you stop the blood?
What caused the sword?
Okay, lemivsik dama, to stop the blood. Tachle bechala. He should drink crest that was soaked in vinegar.
What is it?
Drink crest. It's crest.
Like a toothpaste?
No, crest. It's like a vegetable that was soaked in vinegar. Lasuke to take off the infection. Lasuki, to place it on the place where the makkah is. Give the yavla, we give the asana. These are kinds of herbs, scrapings of this yavla and asana mixed, or nika mikil kalta, or mix it with a worm that the chickens peck on it on top of the garbage. It's a type of a worm over there. So mix that worm into this whole mixture, and that's what you should apply to the wound. Rav Safra said, "Hi Imbisa."
What's going on over here?
Okay, I told you this is the EBG old Rafus.
That's a American science.
Yeah, it's the medieval days. Okay, Rav Safra said, "Hi Imbisa." These boils, which is similar to a grape, Pravanka de Malacha the Mesahi is a shlich of the Malach HaMavis, because these boils at the end kill a person. Maya Susu. What's the for these boils? Tigna, you take this type of grass, herb, edusha, and you place it in honey, and you place it onto the boil. Oi kapsa betilia, or you can use a wild celery that was grinded and mixed with heavy wine, strong wine. And in the meantime, while they're preparing these samamonim, this trufa, lies him as a basmina. Bring a grape to the size of the wound, and it should correspond to the wound. And he should roll it over the boil. If the wound was white, so you bring a white grape. If the wound was black, bring the black grape. Omar Rava said, "Hi Simta, this is more like a blister. Pravanka the ishtahi is a shliach of fever. This type of a blister. Maya, so what's the refer for that one? Lamachi ashitin is kutli, to snap your finger on it 60 times. Velikre and tear this shas ve'erev, and tear this blister. This is all talking about that there isn't a white tip on it. But once there's a white tip on it, less lumbar. Then you don't have to be concerned, because it's already pussy and it's already not a problem. It's healing already. Rabbi Yaakov chosh bepika. Rabbi Yaakov had like a pain in the backside. It's like hemorrhoids, but he had a pain. Later, Rabbi Yaakov. From the back. Backside, that's what it means. So he says, so that's what I said. I said hemorrhoids also. It could be a type of hemorrhoids. Okay, others say Zabasi. He should bring 7 different seeds or pits from this alvi plant, alvi red plant. Yeah, it's a special plant. And he should put it into the cloth where you cut out for the lumasal tzitzis. So they cut out for the place to put out your head. Put your head through it. So that piece of cloth that you cut out, you put in the trufa in it, and then tie it with the hair of a behemoth. Tie it all around, and put it into like white kerosene, and let it burn. And then take the ash of it and spread it over the wound, over that area. In the meantime, he should bring the pit of a fruit from a thorn tree. Lina pickle like a picker. That peta had like a crack, so put the crack of the peta next to the crack of the backside. That's only if it's more on the outer part of the backside. Pika tatomai. What's if it's deep inside? Was omaton. It was a kush tif tif. But if it's deep, says you want to say tava the tzvitin lo yaftach. Bring fats of a goat that never gave birth.
When that goat never gave birth,
didn't give birth yet. It's a young goat. Bring the fats of that goat that never gave birth. Yavi chelav shel seir shelo yolda. You take out the fats, fasher, and then you let it. Okay, shech the goat, very good. And you take out the fats and let it melt.
Yeah.
Okay, and you let it melt on a fire, release the bay, and smear the now it's oil, so you can go deep. V'iloi, and if he doesn't have that, lysit los tar for korah. Let him bring gourds, gourd leaves. The miyavsh betula that were dried up. You should bring 3 gourd leaves that gourds leaves. There's leaves that are around the gourds, and you should put it in the shade. It should dry up in a shady area. Velikle and let it burn. And then take the ashes of it after you burn it and pour it over on the wound. If he doesn't have that, he should take the shell of these snails. And if he doesn't have those shells, then he should bring olive oil with beeswax mixed with it. And he should take that to taruvis that he mixed of these things, and put it in torn clothing of flax in the summer, because flax cools off a person in the summer. Flax, linen. Or you place those samamonim in clothing of cotton in the winter time, because it's cold, so it keeps the cold away. Rabbi Avoda had an earache. Rabbi Yochanan told him how to heal himself. Others say he learned it in the Beis Medrash. What did they tell him to do? It says, like this that Abaye had said. My mother told me, the whole reason why kidneys was created is to heal earache, the kidneys. Rama said, Asya. Manume, the big doctor, said to me, Kulu shakyone koshle udna. All liquids are harmful for the ear. Levam imaya de except for the liquid that comes from the kidney. Laisi kluyasa devatcha karcha. Go bring a kidney of a bald goat. Bald. No, here a goat comes with a lot of hair. So get me a bald one. The likre shasiyarif, and then rip it through and through. The nura, and place it on burning coals. And this liquid that comes out of this bald goat's kidneys, that pour into the ear. It shouldn't be cold, shouldn't be warm, it should be lukewarm. Yep. If he doesn't have that, he should bring a beetle, the fats of a beetle. A big beetle, a big one. And he should, of course, melt it and pour it in.
Melt the beetle.
Melt the beetle, and the liquid of it, he should put into the ear. If he doesn't have it, he should fill up the ear with oil, and he should make 7 wicks from shachis, is a grass that grows very fast, and he should make 7 of them. And he should bring these dry garlic, and he should tie the garlic on the hair of a behemoth on one end of the psila, the light nura. He should put on that end. He should light that psila, that wick, with fire. And the other side, where it has nothing, he should place it in the ear. And his ear should be next to the fire. He should be careful. No wind should go into the ear. He should take one at a time. There's 7. Put in one, take out the other one, do it 7 times. Another lashon is if he's unable to do these above mentioned ways, Laisi shab silta barka. He should bring 7 psiles of the made of the hair of a behema. Vishoyefle mishcha das pasta, and he should put on balsam oil, and balsam oil, yeah. V'naisi chad b'reish benura v'chad b'reish beudnei. The balsam oil he puts on one side of the wick should be in the fire, and one should be in his ear. V'nishkal chada v'nana chada. He should take one at a time. When one is burned completely, then throw it out. Take the next one. Go through 7. V'izday mezika, huh?
These foolproof remedies.
I don't know, not today. You can't rely on that. But I'm assuming it came from that sefer that Yecheskel had hidden, and you have to know all the measurements and everything. Don't rely on it. He's not mezika. Also, you should be careful not that it shouldn't be windy. The wind shouldn't go into his ear. Be loy, if he doesn't have that, therefore, laisi udana the loy meshakir. Then he should bring a colored wool that wasn't combed, the nanach ba, and he should place it in his ear. And he should place his ear next to the fire. And he should be careful from any wind. If he doesn't have that, he should bring a tube reed that's old that he cut off, which was 100 years old.
What's on it?
The tube reed.
What's that tube?
A tube which is made out of reed, that he cut off that reed which was 100 years old. Nisa.
How would you know it's 100 years old?
He has a cheshbon over there. V'malya milcha gal ganisa.
The fire, it's on a fire. The fire.
Yeah, and he should fill it up with rock salt, velikli, and he should burn the rock salt, velidabek, and then take this taruvis and place it in his ear. V'simonach. The simonach is retiva, a moist ear. The moist medicine is liyavishta, is for a dried machla. The yavishta and a dried medicine is lirtiva for moist machla, a moist earache. The ear is moist. Amarab Mazut Amarab Chanina. Mail Naznaim B'Shabbos. You're allowed to bring the nerves of the ear to its place. There's nerves that you can either massage it or you can take a trufa. If the nerves go down, it could affect the jaw, and you can move it out of place. Tanya Rav Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda said, "B'yod, he should do it with his hand. Avaloi b'sam, don't use medicine. Ikadamri b'sam, he should use it. He should rather use the medicine, because the whole use of medicine is because you might make the medicine on Shabbos. Avaloi b'yad, he shouldn't do it b'yad. My timer, what's the reason? Because Mizav Zorif, because doing it with the hand will cause a wound, and that's a Isa Daraisa. Here it's only a Xera. Here you're for sure going to cause a wound. It's a Isa Daraisa. When he uses the hand to maneuver the jaw and the ear muscles or the ear nerves with his hand, so he's for sure causing a Chabur there, which is a Isa Daraisa. If he would, Chabur means a wound. But if he rather than using the medicine, which is only a Xer, you might come to make which is only Isra Abana, you might come to make the medicine on Shabbos. Okay, Amar Avzuta Batuvi Amarab. Ayush Morda, eye that's popping out, Mutal Kechala. You're allowed to place oil or ointment that the eye should stay inside, B'Shabbos, even on Shabbos. That's only if you prepare this ointment from before Shabbos. But to grind now the samamonim b'Shabbos, those ingredients on Shabbos, and to carry it and to bring it to the sick person, no. One of the Chachamim said, but Rav Yaakov was his name. I heard from Rabbi Yehuda, even on Shabbos, you're allowed to grind and make that trufa, that medicine, b'Shabbos, and even to carry it on Shabbos to the Chayla is mutter. Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yehuda was allowed to use the ointment b'Shabbos. Amalu Rav Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda, man tzoyes liYehuda machal Shabbos. Whoever is listening to Rabbi Yehuda is a machal Shabbos. L'soiv chosh b'einai. At the end, Shmuel himself got sick, and Shmuel was a big doctor. But so he is Shalach Lei, so he sent to Rabbi Yehuda. Shari Ayaser, could I use the ointment or not? Shalach Lei, Lekuli Alma Shari, for the whole world it's mutter. Ledida, Aser. Yeah, for you it's Aser. He made a whole taram that whoever listens to me is a Mechal Shabbos. It says, and Rabbi Yehuda said even more so. You think I said a psak on my own? The Mashmoli, it came from Mashmol. There was this maid, the Havoy Bay Mashmol that Mashmol had, and the Kat Chala ain't a b'Shabsa. Her eye was popping out on Shabbos. She was screaming. The pain is unbearable, and nobody looked at her. Her eye taka plots. The next day, Nafik Mashmul went out. The Darish and Hidashin Ayin Shemarda Mutal Kechla b'Shabbos. When he saw that the eye is trying to pop out, he says, the Memeg Mechal Zayin Shabbos. You're allowed to be Mechal Shabbos for this medicine and carry on Shabbos. My timer, the Shuyana Deina, because the muscles of the eye, when it gets infected, it's connected with the heart. It's very dangerous.
The eye's connected
With the heart. Yeah, the muscles of the eye and the that's what he says. It says, what are the dogmas of these machlois that you're allowed to be mechal Shabbos on them? Rabbi Yehuda going rira. Rira means there's a lot of pus coming out of the eye. Or ditza, he feels that like a stabbing pain in the eye. The more or blood is coming out of the eye. Also, or a lot of tears are coming out of the eye. Vekitcho, he feels a very strong burning sensation in the eye. Uschilas uchla, so he's allowed to apply the medicine. Lafuke, to exclude soifuchla, that if it's the end of the machla, it's already almost healed, then he's not allowed to go and start putting on this ointment. Just to make his eye see a little better, then it's not mutter to use it on Shabbos, to do it on Shabbos. Amar Yehuda, Zibuda is a hornet, or the chaze silva. Somebody was bitten by a hornet, or the chaze silva, or splinter, a thorn entered into his skin, or the simta, or he has a big blister, or the koivle, or ena, or his eye, he has an eye ache. The asi ilavi ishta. So he says either he got a very big fever. Kulubei bani sakanta. All these cases, if he has any of this, don't go into a bath, a warm bath, because it's very dangerous. Chama lechama. He says radish is for heat, for fever. The silk radish is to remove the fever. The silka and beads is letzina for somebody who has the chills. The chilufa, but if you reverse it, then sakanta. It's a sakana.
Silk is beads.
Yeah.
beads for
silk is beads for somebody who has the chills. The chilufa sakanta. Chamimei la'akriva. You take warm compressors for scorpion bite. Ukride lizibuda. But cold ones for a hornet bite. V'chiluf sakanta. If you do the reverse, it's sakana. Chamime l'silva. You use warm water for a thorn that entered your skin. Ukride lechas panisa. For somebody who has cracks in his face, so there you use cold water. V'chiluf sakanta. But the reverse is a sakana. Chala l'sibure. Vinegar. One should take after hakosas adam, after you let out blood. Umunine letanisa, and you use little fish right after a fast. Don't eat heavy. Take little like sardines, fish. If you want, you can go buy Raskin's fish store after a fast. V'chiluf sakanta, but the benzis. I'm sorry. Okay. V'chiluf sakanta, and the reverse is a sakana. Tachli v'sibur sakanta. Eating cress before letting out blood is a sakana. Ishta v'sibura sakanta. Letting out blood when a person has fever, high fever, before the hakazah, if somebody has high fever, you shouldn't have hakazah adam. Kov eina v'sibura sakanta. If somebody has an eye ache, don't do hakazah adam. Sheni ladog. On the second day, after eating fish, then you can have hakos adam. And then it says sheni lahakos adam. Once there was hakos adam, when could you start eating fish? 2 days, meaning the second day after the hakos adam. Dog, yeah, hakos adam. Then the second day after hakos adam, you can have it. Shlishi, but if you wait until the third day after the hakos adam, sakanta, it's a sakana to eat the fish.